So, today I'm here to talk about grief. And I want to get your attention here uh, to see what was the first thought in your mind when you heard the word grief. Maybe you thought, why does she want to talk about grief? Or why is grief spiritual anyway? So I just wanted to call your attention to that, to see what you have in your mind, the beliefs you have in your mind around what is allowed to have as a feeling and as a thought. And the reason why I want to talk about grief is because we always do videos here and we talk about the choice that we have between love and fear. And you might have the false impression that the only choice that you have is for love, in a sense that choosing love means being happy and smiling and never losing your temper or never getting angry or sad for any reason. Well, at the same time that we know that nothing outside any circumstance has the power to change the way you're feeling or to determine or affect the way you feel, we also know that by being humans, sometimes it's hard not to respond or to react to something that happens outside. And the reason I'm telling this is also because if we have the false impression that being spiritual means being happy all the time, then we might start a process of pretending to be well all the time. And that reminds me of a book that I read when I was a teenager, that maybe you read it as well, which is about a girl, and her name was Pollyanna. And she lost her parents when she was 11, and she was sent to an auntie. And this auntie wasn't like the model that we would say, oh, a very loving person. And so she had all the reasons to be an unhappy kid. But the book tells us the story of a girl who invents a game that she calls, I'm not sure in English, but in Portuguese it means at least happy game. And it is a game that, regardless of the situation, the circumstances, she always finds a reason to be happy. So it sounds very nice, and it reminds me of the game, like the situation itself, it doesn't change, but by changing the perspective, the way we look at it, then everything changes. And that's the same with Pollyanna. But we have to be careful to see if we're being honest to what we're feeling. Because if we, for example, we face a situation where we lose a very dear person, or maybe even, some people find it very hard, like moving houses. So they have to say goodbye to every single room of the house, for example, or changing jobs, even though maybe we move to a better job that has more to do with us. So we might find it hard to say goodbye to our colleagues, for example, or breaking up relationships, or even though it's maybe not so, how can I say, not such a healthy relationship. So we might find it hard to really let this relationship go, for example. And it is all part of a process that has, like the starting point. Well, if you lose a person, if a dear person dies, so you didn't really choose it consciously, but it starts with this trigger, and then it is necessary that we go through this period of grief where we really get in contact with what we feel, and we have this moment where we sort of, detach from not the person, him or herself, not the person themselves, but the idea, the image that we connected to this person, or to this job, or to this house, or to this relationship. Because it's obvious that something that is dear to us that we don't want to get rid of, it's because we gave a function to that thing or to that person to make us happy. And it is, so we need this moment, we need this time in order to really settle and understand the feeling that we have, and maybe get in touch with the belief that we have that makes us sad when detaching from this thing. And so this moment of grief and getting in touch with what we feel is really, really important if we want to transcend the situation and get to, how can I say, to a true happiness and not one that we fake because we think that's necessary. So that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed the video and see you very soon. Bye. Thank you.